Well, we are going live today to talk about money. Let's talk about money because we have an upcoming training with Jenny Schottmiller. She is an MFT and a CPA to talk about mastering your business finances when you're in private practice. And one of the myths that often come up about starting a practice or growing a practice is that you have to have a lot of cash injection and maybe even good credit to start your business. And one of the things that we like to teach is the concept of bootstrapping, which means simply utilizing the resources that you already have at hand in order to start a new project, or in this case, a private practice. What does that look like? It may look like using your current relationships to market your practice. It may look like getting a sublet from a colleague to start your office, not having that startup cost of renting out a big space, decorating the big space, but maybe subletting. It can look at like using a Squarespace template, something that's more affordable to develop your first initial website until you're able to save up money to be able to invest in website design. That you can start a practice, and we have a whole article on what the startup costs are without a lot of money. But is credit really necessary? Some people do choose to take out a loan to get started, and some people don't qualify for those loans. So it's not an option for everybody. Even though it may have been an option for me, I did not go that route just because of the burden that debt puts on me is quite great. And I wanted to do as much as I could when I was first starting to make sure that this was the right fit, that I really loved running a practice, that I loved the kind of work before I invested a lot in it. I think I was doing more of a test run before I actually went fully into full-time private practice. I was dipping my toe and really trying to decide if even this career field was still for me. So bootstrapping or utilizing just the resources you have at hand is a great way to start. And then you can start to go through your private practice vision and see, what do I really need to set aside to create the business that I want? You don't necessarily have to invest in a building and all these different kinds of things, especially now that we're telehealth. One person's vision of what a practice looks like is going to be totally different than another's. And with that comes a unique financial plan. So whether you're starting or growing, you don't need to have credit, but you do need to have some sort of resources, some relationships, some connections, or the ability to at least get on Google and start researching maybe sublets and ways to start with a low investment. You can always upgrade later when it matters most. And starting off with the perfect practice is not the idea. We want to make it a profitable practice that allows you to do great work, provide great incomes. And then as you continue to do that, then with those profits, you can set aside something for an upgrade and growth and development in your practice. So that's why we're bringing Jenny Schottmiller in to talk about some of the common accounting stuff that people struggle with when it comes to their private practice. So we're going to be looking at what are the basic bookkeeping tasks that you need to do every month, what are the numbers you need to watch, and what do they tell you? We have numbers, but what do they all mean? And how do you determine how much money you can actually take home? Again, focusing on that profitability, the viability, because many of us cannot afford to just not make money in our businesses. They are our livelihood. They are what puts food on our table and takes care of our families. And so we want to get you to that profitability as quickly as possible and in a way that doesn't stress you or strap you for cash. So join us for that training. Links will be below. And what other myths have you heard about starting a private practice? That, this one that we talked about today, needing a lot of money or needing credit, it's one that I've heard often. What other things have you heard about starting a private practice? And I'll be happy to address those next time. All right, until then, hope to see you next week at the training and have a great day.